So, y'all, I'm working on a hexagon cardigan. At least I'm trying to. So, I got one half of my little arm thing assembled, crocheted up this weekend. And now I'm going to start the second side today. But look at that yarn. Woohoo! Sarah, Pam, good morning. Thank you so much. Is everybody having a good Wednesday? Are y'all ready for this? I know I am. It's a Caron cinnamon squirrel cake. So pretty, right? Twilight Surf. This is a medium 4-weight yarn I'm using this morning. Now it calls for a size H8 hook. And this morning I'm going grande. I've actually been crocheting this with a size K hook. I want it to be kind of flowy. You know what I mean? I want it to kind of have a nice drape to it. So I'm definitely going up a little larger on my hook size. But this yarn is beautiful. I got this at Michael's. I caught it on sale. And it is machine washable and dryable. How nice is that? 100% acrylic. Again, Twilight Surf. Now this skein I'm not looking forward to using. Look at those. Look at those knots right on the top. Like, come on, factory. Who did that? Who did that? So anyhow, yeah, I'm super excited to get this party started. Hey mom, good morning. We've been trying to figure out over on YouTube how to make a moderator, and I can't figure it out for the life of me. It's I don't know why. I've been working with Gen X, and we've been trying to figure it out, but man, it's very limited. It's not as intuitive as the TikTok, y'all. Pam's Beach Vibes is already calling the crochet police on me this morning. Oh goodness, what did I do this morning, Pam? So the way that we start this hexagon cardigan, and y'all, I am no expert on this by any means. This is my first time doing it. But what we're going to do is we're going to make the shape of a hexagon. And you start here in the center. Now with this, I did not make a magic ring. I actually did a chain ring, and that's where we're going to start. But we're going to place little granny clusters. We're going to do a total of 6 of those into the magic ring, or into your chain ring. In this case, I'm doing a chain ring. I'm going to chain 3. Then I'm going to join with a slip stitch into the back bump of my first chain. And there is my little ring that I'm going to be working into. So I'm going to start my granny clusters now. I'm going to start with a chain of 3. That counts as my first double crochet. Then I'm going to do 2 more. Now, y'all, for this, I am following Passionate Kelsey's tutorial on YouTube. And like I said, I have never successfully made one of these from start to finish. So, bear with me here. Hopefully, I'm successful this time. Hopefully, I can dedicate some time for it. Rose Garland says, "Good morning from Australia. Welcome, welcome. Glad you are here over on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here." And I'm starting my next little granny cluster. So there's 2 and 3 double crochets. Hey, Veronica, good morning. Mom, how are you? It's raining again, y'all. So now I'm going to chain 1, excuse me, and I start another granny cluster. So for granny clusters, you need 3 double crochets. So now I've got 3, chain 1. Just kind of move these around. We got to squish these in here. Squish them in. Karina, good morning. Vicky is in the house. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Happy Wednesday, friend. One step closer to the weekend. Debbie is here. Good morning. Lady Crochet, nice to have you here this morning. So happy to see y'all, friends. Making my day bright and cheerful, even though it's kind of gloomy and rainy outside again. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 1 more. Chain 1. Squish these apart. Make yourself a little space there. And again, 3 of my double crochets. Chain 1, and now I'm going to join with a slip stitch to my starting chain here. Okay, so there is my little hexagon center. And then I'll go ahead and weave in this tail after I get off the live or down the road or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch my way over here into this first space. And that's where I'm going to begin the rest of these rounds. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn these into corners, and into each of the spaces here. Here was our starting. We're going to do 3 chain 1 and then 3 of the two clusters in the corner. And then on the sides here, I'm not going to do any chaining. I'm just going to move to the next space and I'm going to do 3 chain 1 and 3. Okay, so that is my mission here. Let's get this hook back. My hook grubby is kind of grubby this morning. Sorry guys. It kind of works better when it's like this because it's not tacky. I'm going to start with a standing double crochet. Hey Leah, good morning. My 6, good morning. Happy to have you here. Rose Garland said, I'm from Tasmania, Australia. First time on your channels. Hope you're having a good Easter break and prayers for our Pope. Oh, thank you, Rose Garland. I come live for those that are new. I come live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time. I am in Northeast Alabama. I'm about, I don't know, 50 minutes south of Chattanooga. So kind of up in that tippy top corner of Alabama. Hey, Stephanie, good morning. Cindy is here. Anvil, welcome, welcome. Anvil's our moderator, Anvil and Gen X. Love, love, love those two. Okay, so now we've done our 3 chain 1 and 3. Now I'm going to hop all the way over here and I'm going to repeat that 3 double crochets. I did go with a size larger hook this morning. This yarn, what did I say it calls for? It calls for an H8, and I am using a size K hook this morning. I don't know. I'm not sure what size a K is when it comes to like the millimeters. Leah said, my sister is in Bessemer, Alabama. I'm not sure where that is at. Arlene said, morning, April from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Love me some Wisconsin friends. My dad was born and raised in Green Bay. So our family is big, big Packers fans. Let's see. Catherine, good morning. Nice to have you here. So there is our next little corner. Okay, now I'm going to skip all the way over here to this next. Vicki says, I increased mine by 1.5 for drape. Sarah said a K is a 6.5 millimeter. So for all of you that go by the millimeter size, the hook I'm using this morning is a 6.5 K millimeter. Hey, Jennifer, good morning. Constance says, I want to learn to do tighter stitch. I think it just comes with time and practice. But keep practicing, you will get there. Katrina said, I'm here from Northern Ireland. Good morning, Katrina, from across the pond. Nice to have you. Uh, D is here from Beaumont, Texas. Jennifer, thank you for the squirrels this morning. Squirrel, squirrel, gotta love some squirrels. Wow, you guys knocked out that live goal fast this morning. Everybody is tapping and sharing the love this morning. Great way to start my morning with all you friends. Thank you all so much for being here. Like I said, I have not made a hexagon cardigan successfully before, so maybe this will be the one. I usually get bored, and the last one I tried, I repurposed that yarn into something else. It was calling to me for a different project, so I frogged the whole thing out, and I just redid it with a different pattern. Let's see. We had a hello to Australia also. Hey, Carol, good morning. Mama C is here. My friend Carol is up in Ohio. Ohio. We've got friends from all over the world here this morning. How about that? How about that? Okay, here we go. Last one, 3 double crochets, chain 1. Gen X is here. Karina says, I forgot what hook I was using. I guess I'm starting over. Oh no, can you try some testing and maybe experiment and see which one looks close? I do that sometimes. But you know, I made my little stitch minders last Friday, my hook minders, and that's going to be very helpful to me for sure, as I forget often my projects. Yeah, Mama Wheeler is here. Okay, so there is round 2. Da da da. I'm off to a good start. Off to a good start. Okay, so now as we work our subsequent rows out, you can see here, this is the corner. Okay, so into the corner, I'm going to keep repeating that 3 double crochets with a chain 1 in between and 3 double crochets. Now, this little side here, we're going to be putting 3 double crochets. And that is how I'm going to work this. Now, the way that Passionate Kelsey likes to do hers, and I kind of enjoyed doing this actually. I only did half of the corner. So here, when I'm first starting, I'm going to do my 3 double crochets. And basically, I'm going to be working from this corner from here on out. I don't turn my work. So there is half of our corner. Now, when I come back around, I will finish that corner here, and that will set me up for my next row. So now I'm going to do a big stretch over here to this space, no chain or anything, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets. This is the side. Claire is here from from England. Wow, nice to have you, Claire. Another big stretch, no chain, all the way over here to the next corner, 3 double crochets. I think this is the most challenging part of getting these hexagon grannies set up for this pattern, is just getting our flow going. So we've done 3. I did a chain 1. Now right into this space again, I need 3 double crochets. Claire said, fellow crafter looking for crafter friends. Y'all, give Claire a follow. Give Claire a follow. This crochet community and fiber artist community is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I really enjoy it. I encourage you guys to follow each other, support each other, give each other the love. It's not just about April here, right? I know you all come to see me crochet in the mornings, but there is so much talent in this room. So y'all support each other. This morning, I don't know if Hannah is here yet. I was watching our friend Hannah on her live this morning. It was kind of cool. I got to see her kitty cat, Mr. Shadow, and got to see her crochet. So y'all, if you like to go live, if you share crochet content, just put a little yarn ball in the chat, okay? And then you all pick each other up and become friends. And it's a great way to support each other and really sharing your works and the things you've got going. I love watching other creators as they are on their lives. Our friend Leah was here. I don't know if Leah is still in the room. Leah goes live a lot. And so I really enjoy watching her lives, although I don't get to catch a lot of them. But when I do, I really enjoy it. And I don't know if Maggie is here yet this morning, but our friend Maggie, there's lots of y'all that go live. There's Miss Hooked by Rosie. Ray of Sarcasm is here this morning. Leah is here. Y'all give Leah a follow. Share her. Give her some love. I saw our friend Rachel was here yesterday. Rachel crochets. I've been watching her lives. Rachel, when she gets to 10,000 followers, she is going to teach her husband to crochet on the live while all of us watch. I am so, so excited to watch her teach her husband. What happened, Claire? I missed it. Hang on, let me rewind these comments. Uh-oh, her cat attacked her Hexi-Cardi. Oh no. Aren't pets fun? Our little Diesel is spending the morning outside again. He was such a handful yesterday. He did fine outside. You know, we've got a covered patio out there. It's not like he's suffering, but he sure makes it hard on the lives. So anyhow, he is outside. Pets are hard. Hey Joan, good morning. How are you? Okay, here we are to another corner. 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. I really love this colorway. Do you guys like this colorway that I chose? I think it's a cinnamon squirrel cake, and I really like it. For those that don't know, it's really a swirl cake, but I call it a squirrel cake because I'm a squirrely girl that way, you know. Okay, so here we are to where we started. So as I was mentioning, I did 3 double crochets. Now I've got to finish that corner piece. And I'm doing 3 double crochets into that space. Then I'm going to do my chain 1, and then I join with my slip stitch to the very first stitch. And I did a standing double crochet on that. I think this time I'm going to try it with a chain. I think I was doing a chain here instead. I think it worked a little better. Kelly says, every time I see a cinnamon swirl, I hear you say cinnamon squirrel. It's a little contagious, right? Okay, I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to do 2 double crochets. Oh yes, I like that better already. So again, in this corner, as I come back around, we'll be doing the rest of that corner. Okay, so now big stretch. Now you can see we've expanded out. On the side, we have 2 spaces now for side, and we're going to put 3 double crochets into each of those spaces. No chaining in between, just a big stretch over. Here is 2 and 3. Karina said it's a rough some mornings around here. I think that's all of us, Karina. Hey, Colleen from New Jersey. Good morning. Glad to have you here. Y'all, thank you so much for tapping your screen this morning. We're already at a 4.1 thousand hearts over here on TikTok and on YouTube. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. I appreciate that. We've got 7 thumbs up over there on YT. Friends, if you do not know, if you're new to my channel, my name is April. I'm a hobby crocheter. I do not consider myself to be an expert by any means. But I like to come on here and crochet with my friends. I am live this morning, both on TikTok and on YouTube. My handle on YouTube, if you are not following me over there, is Wheeler 8 Acres. Hey, Lisa, good morning. Y'all give Lisa a follow. Lisa makes great crochet projects as well. I'm glad to have you here this morning, Lisa. Arlene said I did a whole blanket in the colorway cinnamon squirrel oyster. I think I have that in my stash, Arlene. I definitely want to be doing that. Guys, if you are sending the heart me's and supporting the team, make sure on TikTok you click up here on your little heart button and collect your coins. Okay, they used to auto collect, now they make you manually go up there, but you can collect them for comments. And if you do a heart me, if you send gifts, make sure you're collecting those so you can level up. Ooh, look, we're turning into lavender. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay, another big stretch here over. Now we're back to a corner. 3 double crochets, chain 1, and 3 double crochets. This colorway, guys, is a cinnamon swirl cake, cinnamon squirrel. And this is the colorway, I forget the colorway, what is it called? Twilight Surf. I was mentioning early, somebody in the factory, had I picked these out in person, I would not have picked this skein. Can you see where they knotted and tied on? I know it happens, but I mean, 2 in the same skein, right on top. Come on, Caron. Come on, Caron. Isn't that pretty? So, so pretty. Let's see. Kimberly, thank you for the TikToks. Let's see. I miss it when it was automatic. I know, right, Jennifer? I don't know why they changed that. Why did they change that? I guess they want y'all to be more interactive. Not only do we need to tap the screen and share the love, but now we got to go collect when we do tap the screen and do all that stuff. Who would have thunk it, right? Now, guys, if you've never made a hexagon cardigan before, you can see this is starting to ripple up on me. See how that's bowing up? That is perfectly normal. Do not get alarmed when your project starts doing that. And the reason why, if we look at our example here, now this example is still tied onto my yarn ball, but you can see it's very, it's hard to show it in my lap, but you can see it's very ripply. What happens with this after I get it further along here, like this one? You fold this. See if I can get this folded without bumping the cameras and making y'all seasick. This is what happens. Okay, so it gets folded like this. See how it magically flattens itself back out? So if you can envision this, this would be my head up here, right? This is my chest. This is my armpit right here. And here's my arm that comes out here to the left. So what I'm doing now is I'm making the other half of this. So as it starts to ruffle up like that, again, don't be alarmed. That is just natural. That is supposed to happen. Okay. So I can't look at these. These bother me. They give me heartburn. I can't even look at them. Put that face down. Jennifer said the colors are so beautiful. I love the blue and purple. I know. I wasn't sure when I got it. Number one, I bought it online from Michael's. Maggie, the corrupter of all, said that Michael's had yarn on sale. I say that jokingly. I love Maggie, but she mentioned that they were on sale. So, of course, me with my yarn addiction, I had to rush right over to Michael's and buy some cinnamon swirl cakes. And I will tell you, I'm working on another project this morning that I started. Karina says mine is tan sparkle. Ooh, that sounds beautiful. Really pretty. What other colors are you guys working with? I love to hear what colors people are doing. Karina says, thank you. I'll post a picture in the Discord later. You guys know I was working on some squares yesterday. I'm sorry, I don't have them nearby. You all saw me working on those. And it was called the Victorian Lattice Square. And there, I can't remember. I apologize. I don't remember the name of the person who posted it on Discord. But she posted her Hexi-Cardi that she had made, but it wasn't a hexagon cardigan. She made it with those squares I was making yesterday in the brown colorways. It was so pretty. So guys, if you want to get on the Discord, there is a link on the link tree. Now, when you click that link, you need to copy and paste it into a browser. Okay, so copy that link and paste it into your browser, and then it'll open and you can join the Discord. So here we are back to the corner. Okay, this is where I started. This is what I was mentioning earlier. So I'm going to add my 3 double crochets here, and I still do my chain 1 for the corner. Now I'm going to join with a slip stitch here to the very first stitch that I made. And now I'm immediately going to start working right back into this same corner. So I'm going to chain 3, and then I'm going to do my double crochets. So this chain of 3 counts as my first double crochet. Then I do 2 more. Okay. Then again, as I come back around, when I meet up here, I'll do those last 3 double crochets. Let's see. Sarah said, I'm making a bag out of, I love this cotton and French lilac. Ooh, that sounds pretty. April, I always love seeing April here because I'm an April too, and it's our month. It's our month. Said I'm working with gray ombre called aranthracite. Aranthracite. Did I say that right? I have some of that in my stash, by the way, from Red Heart. That's a really pretty yarn. Let's see. Queen 530 is here. Good morning, Queen. I made a foldable market bag with I love this cotton. Nice, nice. Hey, Brianne. Good morning. Glad to see you. Miss Betty is here. Betty, how are you this morning? How are things in Florida? I hope life is well. This is a K hook that I'm using today. For those that are just joining on, I'm making a hexagon cardigan. Well, I'm trying to. And so, anyhow, I've never been successful with one of these, but in all fairness, I haven't tried super, super hard. This yarn is cinnamon swirl cake. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I got this from Michael's. I like to call it a squirrel cake because I'm a crazy girl that way. Twilight Surf is the color that I'm using today. Now this yarn calls for an H8 hook, and I went up to a size K hook, which is a 6.5 millimeter. There's Miss Hannah. Hannah, thank you so much for being here. So I went to a K hook, and oh my gosh, this is like groundbreaking news. Cindy just posted, I heard Hirschner's were taking over Big Twist yarn. Oh my goodness. If that is true, Cindy, wow, that is huge news for all of us. Elsie is here late to the party. No problem, Elsie. We're glad you're here this morning. Jennifer says, my dad and I always say squirrel instead of swirl too. Kelly said, it's true. Oh my gosh, you guys. Serious, I just got chills. I know you shouldn't get chills over yarn announcements, but y'all, I just got chills knowing that Hirschner's is taking over Big Twist. I liked Big Twist. You know, I use it a lot for my wheelchair blankets. So I am so, so excited. Wow, that is amazing news. Raven said, I love the color. It looks like cotton candy. Isn't it pretty? I could use some cotton candy this morning. I don't know why I got a little sweet tooth this morning. I haven't had anything to eat yet this morning. I do have a little coffee, but Kelly said they posted it on their site yesterday. Karina Hirschner's is a yarn company that we have here in the US, and I buy yarn from them online. I think they do have a storefront. Y'all, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Hirschner's up in Wisconsin? I was thinking they were in Wisconsin. And if you lived there, you could go to their store, I believe, but I could be having my little yarn manufacturers mixed up. But I just placed an order from Hirschner's a couple days ago because I needed more yarn. I know y'all are cracking up when I just said that. April needs more yarn, right? Queen said, "Oh, that's Mary Maxim." Okay, well, um, anyhow, so Hirschner's is a company that's here in the United States. And what we're talking about for those that are not familiar with yarn over here in the US, because let's face it, not all of you are here in the US this morning, right? We had someone here from Ireland and Australia and the United uh, UK. So lots of Gen X says Hirschner's has one store in Wisconsin. Wow. Vicky said I live 137 miles away. Vicky, I would totally go on a road trip there just because I could. I'd be like, hubby, we got to go over to Wisconsin on a little road trip. Yes, you can stop by the GUN stores on the way. You can stop by all of the whatever stores you want. Stevensport. So anyhow, the yarn that we're talking about is Joann's here in the US. I'm sure everybody has heard Joann's is closing. They filed for bankruptcy. They still have some stores open. A lot of them have closed. They're no longer taking online orders. I used to buy pretty much, I would say 80% of my yarn came from Joann's. I would buy it online. I was a big Joann's purchaser. And excuse me, one of the yarns that I have kind of taken a liking to in the last year is their Big Twist line that they had. Big Twist was the Joann's house brand. So a lot of places have like a house brand. Like if you go to Hobby Lobby, they have their own house brand. Premier has their kind of house brand kind of thing. And so anyhow, a lot of us have been like, oh, Big Twist, we need Big Twist. And so Hirschner's is going to pick up that line of yarn, it sounds like. and we'll be able to buy it online like we did with Joann's. They just had really pretty colors that they had. Hey, Shauna, good morning. And so, anyhow, that is huge news. Huge, huge news. Let's see. Queen 530. That's okay. Wisconsin is hoarding their yarn stores. It must be a good place for yarn manufacture. Joni says they have big warehouse sale every year. Is that Hirschner's, Joni? Boy, I'm Hannah is here from France this morning. Hannah, I wanted to tell you. Sorry, guys. Let me get a drink. Hold the phone. Everything is still blooming here in Alabama. My allergies. I already took an allergy pill this morning, but I'm feeling a little kind of congested this morning. I'm sure it's allergies. Anyhow, I was on Hannah's live this morning. Hannah, it was so nice and enjoyable to see you crocheting this morning. And I loved seeing and meeting your cat, Mr. Shadow. That was a lot of fun for me. So thank you for going live. And Gen X gave me a little share that you were live, and that's how I knew that you had come on. I was listening to my Audible book, and I turned that off and hopped over to your live, and it was really enjoyable. So that was really fun for me this morning. And as I was mentioning earlier, I think it's awesome that when other people go live or make videos about crocheting and all of this stuff. Jennifer, thank you for the TikToks. Um, Anyhow, I really love to support other crocheters, and I don't get to watch as many videos as I wish I could. I do work full time, guys, and so that is very time consuming, and it's a busy time of year for me right now at work. Fall and spring. Now, work will slow down for me once it starts to get hot in Arizona. So, more into the summer months, there's not as many conventions going on and that type of thing. So, in Arizona, the printing kind of slows down. But right now, it's still a busy time of year. And so, anyhow, what I was saying, y'all, if you go live and you want new followers and you want new crochet friends, you can put your little yarn ball on the channel, and you guys can support each other, follow each other, like each other's videos, share each other's videos, and really bolster the crochet community. Hey, Maggie, good morning. Maggie is here. Y'all, if you're not following Maggie, she does fabulous lives. Somebody pin Maggie this morning because I think most of you are probably following her by now, but you never know. Somebody might have missed the opportunity. If you are wanting new crochet friends, just put a little yarn ball there in the chat and support each other. It's a beautiful thing to have crochet friends and a little community. I really enjoy it. It brings a lot of joy to my life, and I'm sure it does to each and every one of you because, after all, you're here watching crochet, right? So, good morning, everybody. Also, guys, while I'm crocheting along here, this is kind of a relaxed live this morning as I'm working on this hexagon. I'm just getting started, as you can see here with the second side. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but I just wanted to say thank you to all of the subscribers to my channel here on TikTok. Also over on YouTube, thank you to everybody who has hit the subscribe button over there, and to all the followers. Now, for the TikTok subscribers for the month of April, I am giving away a blocking board. We'll put it on the little spinning wheel thing as it gets closer to the end of the month. It's a really nice wooden board, and what you use it for is blocking granny squares. Okay, so it has like a little stand, and the board kind of sits up in it, and you put pins in it, but you can basically use it to stretch out your granny squares. Then you can spray them with water, and it's called blocking. So anyhow, I'm giving one of those away for the month of April to all of our subs. We'll have one winner picked, but you do have to be a subscriber to my channel here on TikTok for that. And I know a number of you friends are, so I appreciate that. Hey, Sparky, good morning. Happy Fall Crafts is here. Nice to have you here this morning. Hannah says, I'm going to win this giveaway and Maggie's giveaway. Yeah, Maggie does a giveaway to her subscribers too. I think Rachel does as well. I don't know if Rachel's here yet this morning. Patty Wilcox, good morning. How are you? Hannah says, I'm going to win all the giveaways. Hannah puts out those good vibes in the environment. I'm doing well. Happy crafts. It's another rainy, drizzly day here in Alabama. Yesterday was kind of gloomy, but that's good for our gardens and all the farmers. And I like to get my pond filled up. Oh my gosh, guys! Yesterday, I went outside to turn in little Diesel, and I looked out, and there were some ducks on our pond. I don't think they were mallards. We have a lot of waterfowl here in Alabama, and we live relatively close to a bunch of pretty large lakes. So one of the lakes that we live close to is called Guntersville Lake. It's a big bass destination fishing lake, and there's a lot of water birds down there, great blue herons, snowy egrets, a huge population of eagles. Hey, Eva, good morning. Nice to have you here this morning. And of course, I all the blackberries are starting to bloom out in my pasture. So they're more like brambles, but we do uh, have really Joni lives Joni, do you live at Lake Guntersville? I thought about when we relocated, actually relocating to around Guntersville Lake, but the problem that I had with it is when those bass tournaments come to town and all that, and during the summers, I just felt like there would be so much traffic and congestion and all of that. And I sometimes feel like that when I go over there. So we live about 20 minutes from Guntersville. So I kind of feel like I have the best of both worlds. We're up here. They call the place that we're at, they call it Sand Mountain. Sand Mountain in Alabama is like a big kind of plateau, but it's not like an Arizona plateau where it's like a desert, but it's a big flat, but of course it's grassy and the sand, the dirt is kind of sandy, so I think that's where it gets its name from. But to go to Guntersville, we kind of go down to the we go down to through Scottsboro over to the lake. So we could be over at Guntersville in like 30 minutes or so, and so we could go fishing for the day and then just come back home. And so that's why we ended up here we're in Rainsville, Alabama. For my Alabama friends, we're in Rainsville. So Rainsville is just kind of in between Fort Payne and Scottsboro are kind of our bigger towns. But it's a really nice area. Kind of farmland is where I live. But where my name comes from, for those that don't know, Wheeler 8 Acres. We purchased 8 acres here in 2020. We relocated from Arizona to Alabama, and we just absolutely love it here. We've got a pond. The deer come in. I've got my bird feeders. I have a lot of bird houses out. So all of my bluebirds, I know I have 2 active bluebird nests right now. There may be more. We've got 3 tree swallow nests right now. They all have eggs in them. The moms are sitting on the nest. I do live stream over on YouTube. If y'all are not following me on YouTube, my handle is Wheeler 8 Acres. And you can see my bird feeders. You can see the nest. One of the nest boxes is on live stream, one of the tree swallows. And like I said, we've got the bluebirds too. They're really pretty. They have blue eggs when they lay them. And every year we fledge lots of birds here on our property. But there's a pond kind of out between us and the neighbors' pasture. They have cows on one side of us, like to the left is a cow pasture, and they've all got their baby cows right now. They're so cute. And then to the right, those folks have horses. So I feel like we get to see all of that. But the deer come in every day. On the camera, you can see those. So I just love it here. I saw, wait, let me rewind here. Lemoyne, I don't know if I said that right. I live in Woodville on County Road 8. So you're practically a neighbor there. Really, really cool. Give Sparky a follow, guys. She is 5 away from 500 followers, and she's trying to grow her channel so she can go live. I know a lot of you are following Sparky. If you're not, share some love. Give our friend Sparky a follow. She always is posting crochet content and whatnot, so you'll definitely enjoy her channel. So anyhow, is anybody else close to being able to go live? What's the max now? Is it 500 that you have to go live on TikTok? What is the magic number? I think I know for a while when I was first going live it was 1,000, but I think it might be 500 now. I have not heard. So thank you all for supporting our friend Sparky. 506. Just like that, you come to April's live and there you are, 500. 500. Look at that. Thank you, friends. Thank you for helping out our friend Sparky. Appreciate that. Okay, so here I am back to the corner. This is where I started, okay, and I did my 3 double crochets. So as you come back around, I am working in this corner. I do my 3 double crochets, then I chain 1, then I join with a slip stitch to my very first stitch. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to immediately start working back in this corner. So y'all, if you're just hopping on and you're wondering what I am doing, Pam says I have less than 300 and it says I can go live. Okay, so maybe they've reduced it down to 3. Gen X says they keep changing the rules. They certainly do that, don't they? So I'm starting the second part of my hexagon cardigan. We started this morning on the live. In my very center here, I did a chain ring. I did a chain of 3 with a slip stitch, and then I worked into that. Now, the yarn that I'm using this morning is a cinnamon squirrel cake. Let me reset the goal here. Guys, thank you all so much for all of the screen taps and all the love this morning. I appreciate all of that. Wowzers. Y'all are what are we at already? 12,000 likes this morning. Y'all are really knocking it out of the park today. Thank you all for the support. Anyhow, cinnamon squirrel cake. Really pretty. This is the colorway Twilight Surf. This is a 4 medium weight yarn. It's 100% acrylic, machine washable and dryable. It calls for a size H8 hook. Now this morning I have bumped that up and I am using a size K hook. And the reason we're increasing the size of our hook, because I get on here and I preach to follow your label. So I'm sure you all are like, well, why is she going bigger? So I'm using a size K. This is a 6.5 millimeter hook. And this will affect the drape of this because it's like a cardigan, right? So it'll make it more like loose and flowy. And that's kind of the way that I want this to. I want it to kind of have a nice drape to it, right? When you start talking about wearables, you start hearing about drape. Hey, Patricia, good morning. And so that's why I went with a bigger hook. Now, sorry, my little guy is a little grungy this morning. Don't look at my guy. Don't look at my little hook wrap. Karina, I am chaining 1 in the corners. Mello says, I do buy a lot from the TikTok shop. I know. The TikTok shop gets me. I have to be careful. I have to be very careful with that TikTok shop. I follow this guy, Chunky Catfish. I know you probably all aren't fishermen like I am, but Chunky makes some of the great fishing lures for catfishing. And he fishes over here in Virginia. Um, he fishes on the Potomac River. And I love, love, love watching Chunky. And I'm a sucker for his lures. So, yeah, I have to be careful. I do buy some crochet stuff too. So in the corner, I do a chain of 3. And I'm only going to do half this corner. Okay, so this chain of 3 counts as my first double crochet. Then I do 2 more double crochets, so that is our 3. Then what I do as we're working along the sides here into the side spaces, I'm just doing 3 double crochets in each. So you can kind of see how this is. I'm going to repeat that. So we're just getting bigger and bigger, bigger as we go out. Now on the sides, I am not doing any chains. Okay. I just do the 3, then I reach over and do the next 3. So only in the corners am I chaining 1. So big stretch here, right into this space, I do my 3 double crochets. So that is what I am doing this morning. Now, the pattern that I'm following, I highly recommend you check it out if you want to make one of these. She teaches it the best that anybody I have seen, and her name is Passionate Kelsey. Passionate, Knit Kelsey on YouTube. She is on TikTok as well. Give her search her out, give her a follow. She makes a lot of really cool wearables. Okay, and so I was looking at some of her other like crop tops and stuff that she has, little halters, and I think I need to do a halter top for summer. It's been on my list of things to try to make. I have not made one before, but I really feel like I need to make that. Now, y'all, I'm a grande. Okay, I'm not a skinny mini wear a halter kind of gal, but I do have some friends that could wear it. So, but Kelsey really makes fabulous wearables. So, I was watching some of her stuff yesterday while I was on my lunch break. So I really enjoy her channel, and I know a lot of other people do as well. But this is where I have been watching how to make the hexagon cardigan, and I think a lot of us follow Passionate Kelsey for this cardigan specifically. So this piece right here was my first half. Now I'm doing the second half. That's what this is here. Once I get the 2 of these together, now I have to figure out how to close up my sleeves and make them longer. That'll be another whole thing I've got to try to figure out. So I'm definitely, I'm new at making this. This is the farthest I've gotten so far with cardigans. So I'm definitely not an expert to be on here teaching you. That's why I say you gotta go follow Passionate Kelsey, or find another creator that makes one of these, because you're not gonna get it here. But anyhow, that is the pattern that I am following. There are links on the link tree. Thank you for the follow this morning. Appreciate that. If you are new to my channel, my name is April. I am a hobby crocheter. I work full time, and I come on live in the mornings, both on TikTok and on YouTube. And I come on at 7:30 Central Time, and I stay on for a couple hours, and then I get off and go get ready for work. I work remote. I live in Northeast Alabama, and I work in Arizona. So that gives me time in the morning before work to crochet and have my coffee and chat with all you guys and kind of share the different patterns that I'm working on. So, anyhow, it's just a fun time for me. And a lot of days I talk and teach about crochet stitches. Today is kind of a more relaxed live where we're just kind of crocheting and chatting as I work on this hexagon cardigan. So I like the relaxed days. I did a lot of stitch talking yesterday, and I'll do a lot of stitch talking tomorrow. So yesterday we made some beautiful granny squares, that were the Victorian lattice square. I'll have that video for you all on YouTube later today. I need to do some edits. I had to get up during the live and turn the dog out, and anyhow, I just need to do some editing to make it a little nicer. But later today, I should have that over on my YouTube. And tomorrow we're going to be joining those squares. So I'm going to be crochet joining granny squares, and I'm going to be doing a slip stitch on those. And it's, I think, going to be really fun for y'all to kind of see this. Let me see if I can reach. I'm going to bump y'all here. Sorry. Oh, there goes my yarn. There goes my yarn ball. This is another blanket that I made with the same pattern. And you can kind of see it here. But this join right here, if y'all can see this join, this is the join I'm going to be doing tomorrow with different squares. Okay, this yarn right here, this is Red Heart. Oh gosh, what is it? Wait, I have it right here. I have it right here. I knew y'all were going to ask what this yarn was. bitty stripes, itty bitty stripes. And it's the colorway Love Bug. So I made a, this is what it looks like on the skein. I rewound this. Okay. Don't forget your clips. All right, keep your yarn organized. But anyhow, we did a different colorway yesterday. We did this colorway, and I'm going to be joining these squares with this join tomorrow. It's like a slip stitch join. So that's what we've got on deck. If y'all are interested in what's coming tomorrow, so that should be a fun day. It's my first time. Hey Esther, good morning over on YT. I see you over there. So it should be a fun day. Um, Lala, good morning. Thank you. Lala said, morning blessings, beautiful work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I see Sparky talking about her ice machine over there. Summer is coming, Sparky. You better be able to get your beverages, get your ice for your iced tea, right? So tell me, friends, what are you guys working on this week? Do you have some inspiration for me? I'm always looking for new and different projects. I'm always on the hunt for a good stitch to maybe try out. So, one of the stitches, hey Yolanda, good morning. One of the stitches I have been learning for the first time, I started last night a new wheelchair blanket. And I'm going to work on it next week on the live. Y'all want to see what it is? I can give you a little sneak peek. Hey Naz, good morning. I can give you a little sneak peek. Kelly said, I finished a blanket for my sister-in-law, and now I'm finishing a market bag. Let's see. Leah said, I need to keep working on my Maggie whips. Yeah, I have a lot of works in progress. I need to probably work on those, but these squirrels keep coming by with new stitches and encouraging me to try something new and different. Veronica says, you know we do, April. Well, I purchased this yarn when I went on my little Michael's shopping spree because Maggie corrupted me and said, go buy some cakes. And I said, oh, I need some cakes. I need some new Caron cakes. Maggie said they're on sale. Let me get my phone out and get me some ordered. So let's see if y'all, I'm going to see if y'all can guess what this colorway is. Okay. And what is this stitch that I've got? Okay, here's the back. Now this is going to be a wheelchair blanket. Here's the front. Da, 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 da. This is my first time making this stitch. Have you all made this stitch before? You probably have because a lot of you do more crochet than I do. Anybody know what this stitch is or what this yarn is? Waffle stitch. Ding, 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 ding. So pretty, right? Now, does anybody have a guess what this yarn is? For those of you that watch Maggie, you see this yarn all the time. You see this yarn all the time because she has a beautiful cardigan made with it. And I thought, oh, that might work kind of good for uh, my little waffle stitch. This is a skinny cake. Skinny cake. Look how pretty it's gonna have purple. Isn't that pretty? So next week I'm gonna be doing this on my live. Now I got my yarns all twisted up. Hang on, let me get my spindle. I have a dual spindle, so that way I can have more than one works in progress going on. But if I'm not careful, I get them mixed up. So I've got it all. There we go. Wait, let me get it untwisted. So when I say my spindle thing, I have the dual decker. See how I've got my yarn I'm using this morning on this side, and then I've got my yarn on this side that I was using. I got this off Amazon. I like it. And then I added the heavier magnets. I don't know that I needed the heavier magnets, but I had the heavier magnets. So anyhow, okay, get set back up here. Gen X girl said, I have the same one. Yeah, I really like it. Of course, I have my yarn cart too. Y'all have seen my yarn cart that Mr. Wheeler made for me. Those are for my Red Heart rolls, my big skeins. But anyhow, that yarn holder is linked on my link tree. They have them where they're just a single, but I really like the double. Is it possible to do the Hexi-Cardi with a modern granny? I think it is. I think it is, Hannah. I think it's possible. Queen 530 says, I have the double spindle thing too. Mello says she's fancy. Thank you. Lisa said, I made a dragonfly shawl with that yarn. I love the colors. It's so pretty, right? It's so, so pretty. I really think it's going to be nice on that wheelchair blanket. I did go up a hook size or two on that one as well. Eva says, I love that. Thank you, Eva. Thanks for being here this morning with me as I'm crocheting. Appreciate that. Um, Gen X says, I have 2 extra spindles for my holder. How did you get 2 extra spindles? Were you able to buy extra spindles? Let's see. Claire says, I love the colors. I know, isn't this pretty? Y'all, if you're just hopping on, this is the yarn I'm using this morning. It's a Caron cinnamon squirrel cake. Squirrel. And the colorway is Twilight Surf. There's a link for this on my link tree. I get this at Michael's. Now it calls for an H8 hook, and I'm using a size K hook this morning, which is a 6.5 millimeter. Machine washable and dryable, 4-weight, 100% acrylic. Really, really pretty yarn. So I'm making a hexagon cardigan this morning, guys, or I'm attempting to. This is my project I've got going. Misunderstood. I missed the comment. Let me rewind here. I'm a complete beginner and I've just completed the crochet. I'm probably going to mispronounce this. Is it axolotl? I don't know how to say it. Axolotl. And now I'm hooked, pun intended. Wow, that is a big project for a beginner. I'm so impressed, Misunderstood. That's awesome. Axolotl. Let's see. Uh, how did you get your extra spindles? Wait, they were a free offer from the other seller. I don't need the extra magnet. It's strong. Wow, that's really cool. Hannah says I almost chose Twilight Surf for my winter squares. Yeah, it has like that. Doesn't it have like the Frozen vibe to it? You know that like Frozen with the little princesses. It feels like that to me, kind of like winter blues, and but it also feels kind of like summery beachish as well. Um, I think it's a really pretty yarn. Let's see. Mama Wheeler's got to run. See you all tomorrow. Bye, Mom. Have a great day. Thanks for being here with all of us. April, thank you so much for the hearts or the roses this morning. Appreciate that. 15.9 thousand hearts. Y'all, thank you so much for the screen taps and sharing out all the lives. I see 16 shares as well. I really appreciate that. Helps to boost me up in the algorithm. So thank you all so much for that. I hope you all are having a wonderful Wednesday. I know I am. It's always fun to kind of work on a more relaxed project and not have to do so much stitch explaining. So here I am back to the corner. Here is where I started with our 3 double crochets. And now as I finish into this corner, I do my other 3 double crochets here. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to slip stitch into my chain space here. So I slip stitch into the very top of that stitch. And now instead of working along here, I'm immediately going to work back into this corner. So in order to do that, I chain 3. That chain of 3 counts as my first double crochet. Then I come back into this space and I do my 2 double crochets. So that now is half of our corner. Now, just as we did this one, when I come back around, I will finish this corner. So I never knew ice was so interesting, y'all. We had one of those at my work in Arizona when I worked there. one of those ice machines that sat on the counter. It was really handy to have. Our fridge here has ice maker in it, so I just let the fridge do the work. And my husband put on one of those filter things on the water that goes into it. Mama C said, "Wait, wait, wait, what? It's only Wednesday." Burst my bubble. I know, right? I really felt like yesterday was Thursday. It's going to be a very long week, y'all. Don't you hate that? Kimberly says, "I've been working on a modern granny wheelchair blanket with and soap sacks." Nice. I have soap sacks I need to finish. I need to weave in my tails. I was really trying hard to get my soap sacks done to send them to Creative Grandma, and everybody donated theirs so fast that I didn't even get mine boxed up to send to her. And so now I'm going to send them to SACK, the organization, and so I feel like the pressure is off. I was really scrambling there trying to get my soap sacks done. I have a lot of soap sacks that are finished, but I still have a lot that I need to weave in the tail of my where I was joining and stuff. So I do need to work on some of my soap sacks. Molly said, "What are soap sacks?" So, what we were doing earlier this year is there's an organization called SACK. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. And what you do is you crochet soap sacks, and they're just like a little bag. So it's like a little bag like this. And then you put an unopened bar of soap in it. And those soaps you send to the organization, and she distributes them to homeless shelters, women's shelters, anything like that. That is in need of toiletries. It's like a charitable cause. But one of the reasons why I like doing the soap sacks is they are a nice in between project. So, Molly, like you finish a big project, like a big blanket or something, or maybe you kind of lose your crojo and you're like, what am I going to make next? You're kind of in between and you're not really sure, like, what should I do? Right? A soap sack is a nice, like, filler project, kind of an in between project. You can, like, carry them with you. Like, if you've got doctor's appointments, you could have like a cotton yarn in your handbag or something, and do a little crochet while you wait to see the doctor or whatever. And so it's just a nice, compact, fun little project. But it really, there's a big need for them here in the United States, like a really big need for them. And the other place you can send them to also is sometimes food banks. That are in your area will they'll definitely give them out, like with the food boxes and stuff, as folks in your local community come in. Sometimes there's church organizations or your local homeless shelter that you can donate them to. But if you don't have anybody in your immediate area, you can send them over to SAC. And there's links on the link tree. So if you're on my TikTok, you just have to scroll down. There's HTTPS link tree in my bio. If you click on that, it shows all of the projects that I have been working on, including this project today. If you want to know what yarn I'm using, the pattern, the video, all that good stuff is on my link tree. Just scroll down, and all of the information for the soap sacks is there. But I first learned about the soap sacks by watching Creative Grandma on YouTube. She had a soap sack drive, and her goal was 2,500 soap sacks. Last count I heard, she had collected like 5,000 soap sacks. It was like a staggering amount. But they are all like distributed. She, got them all sent out. So there's definitely a big need. There's probably a need in your community as well. People just don't realize it. So I think one of the things that um, in the United States, if somebody is on like government food card, it's called EBT. When you use that food card, you can only use it for food. So if you need like toiletries, right? Shampoo, shaving cream, bars of soap, hand soap, things like that. Uh, it is not, you're not permitted to use those funds for that type of purchase. And so I think that there is a big need in the United States, no matter what state you're in, county, community, city. where you can donate soap sacks. But for us, it's a nice little in between project, right? It's something great when you have lost your Crojo. It's a nice filler project. Like I said, you can grab your bag and go, and just always have a little something to work on. And it makes you feel good, right? I love, I donate a lot of wheelchair blankets and stuff. Um, it makes me feel good. I send baby blankets down to the NICU in Florida. Again, it makes me feel good, right? I'm not profiting from those. This is just my hobby, and it's my way to kind of keep things flowing and have fun projects to work on where I can do different colors and fun, like concepts and stuff. And it makes me feel good to give back. So anyhow, there's free patterns on the Saks site, SACK, the website. And there's a Facebook group as well for SAC. Cozy, thank you so much for the heart me this morning. Y'all, if you're sending heart me's and gifts and everything and comments, make sure on TikTok you're up here collecting them. They changed it a while back. So make sure you're gathering up your points and stuff, okay? And thank you all so much for the gifts this morning. I can't believe we already knocked that one out of the park. Thank you. Thank you. Let's set up something new here. So anyhow, during that ramble, Becky, thank you for the rose. I appreciate that. I kind of missed some of the patter or some of the comments here. Let me rewind here a little bit. Um, and just catch back up. Vicky said she's working on soap sacks. Yeah, doesn't it make you feel good, Vicky? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Let's see. Kelly said I was actually planning to bring some cotton yarn under the barn ball field to make some this weekend. Her son plays baseball at his college. Oh, that's nice. You must be so proud, Kelly. That's really amazing that he plays at the college level. Wow, that's really cool. Let's see. Queen 530 said it's nice because they can use the soap sacks as washcloths. Yes. So what you do, basically, there's different patterns, but like if this was a little soap sack, okay, pretend this is a sack. Okay, it's sealed up on the sides. I put my bar of soap here in the middle, and then I made mine that had a drawstring. So I squish this up, and now the bar of soap is here in the middle. So what they do, because it's cotton yarn, now this is acrylic, it's a bad example, but basically you put the soap in there and then you can kind of like lather this and this becomes the washcloth. And then the other thing you do is you put like a hanger on them and then they can hang them up to dry them. So it's like so many different purposes. It's really nice. Pam's Beach Vibe says, what pattern do you use for the soap sacks? I used two different patterns. You can see the videos that I did on the soap sacks over on my YouTube. If you go to the live tab, you can see me making the soap sacks live, as I taught how to do them. If you want written patterns, you can go to Saks website, and there's like 30 different varieties. I did a double crochet, around and around and around, and then I did a granny soap sack. I preferred the granny stitch soap sack making it. I felt like it was just a little faster and easier for me. But there are so many options. Hey Becky, good morning. Sarah Boo said, these are really pretty colors, aren't they? Really, really pretty. Okay, so if you're just hopping on, this is the yarn I'm using. I was telling you earlier, look at those knots in that skein. I can't look at this side. Bad job, Caron. Bad, bad. This is the colorway. Isn't it pretty? This is a cinnamon swirl cake. Cinnamon squirrel cake. The colorway is Twilight Surf, and it's a 4 medium weight. It calls for a size H8 hook, a 5 millimeter. Now, guys, I have really bumped up my hook size for this. I am making a hexagon cardigan, and I'm actually using a size K hook with this, and it's a 6.5 millimeter hook. So I bumped it up quite a bit. This is machine washable and dryable, 100% acrylic. But again, Twilight Surf is what I'm using today. Really, really pretty yarn. And I'm making a hexagon cardigan. So I have one in my lap here. I've done one side. Now, this morning on the live, I started my second side. So don't be alarmed as you start working on this if you've never made it before. This, see how it's really ruffling? Like I said, that is how these work. Okay. So what we're doing is now this is small. I haven't, gotten enough of it. But if you're making a little kid cardigan, this would work. Okay. So the way that you fold your hexagon is like this. Now, as it gets bigger, of course, my arm would be here, and this would be like my center chest. Okay. So you're going to have two of this. You're going to have another one of these on this side over here. And again, my head would be like up here in the top. But that is what we're making. So those ruffles will level themselves out, and basically we're making this like little sleeve jobby here. Okay, so that is what I'm working on this morning. But again, you can see as you're making it, your first instinct is going to be like, what am I doing wrong? uh, but you're not. Nothing is wrong. It's the way that it's supposed to be. Now I am following the pattern by Passionate Kelsey, Passionknit, Kelsey on YouTube. Her tutorial, I think it has, does it have like 2 million views or like at least a million views? It is a very well known, loved video. And I put a link to it in my link tree. Okay. If you're watching on YouTube, I think I put a link on the video itself to Passionate Kelsey. Passionate Kelsey also has a TikTok. Okay. I really, really love her work. She does a lot of really cute wearables. She does like halter tops, stuff like that. Really, she inspires me. She's very inspirational. And so I follow her on both TikTok and on YouTube. But Gen X pinned it here for you guys. Passionate Kelsey. If you're not following her on YouTube, you know, go search her out. And like I said, there is a link on the link tree as well. Now, guys, if you are a new follower, I've seen a number of you pop up here this morning. My nose is running, my allergies. My name is April, and I'm a hobby crocheter. I come on live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 7:30 Central Time, and I go until about 9:30. I do work full time, and so at that time I hop off and go over, and I work remote, so I go over to my home office and do my job. But I love coming and crocheting on the live. Every day I work on different projects just to keep it kind of fresh for me as I'm talking about different things. And so anyhow, Cozy says I'm new. Cozy, it's nice to have you here. It's really nice to have the new friends. I appreciate that. And if you're watching on the FYP, I don't know if we're on the FYP this morning on TikTok, but give me a follow. It's not just about me here. We have a fabulous group of folks that follow along and watch varying levels of crochet expertise. Really, really wonderful group of friends. So I know you'll enjoy chatting with them. And I've been told it's a great way to start your day. I love to start my day with some crochet. But definitely, if you're watching, give a follow. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And I just love all these different personalities here and the fun friends that we have. So, I am coming back around here. So, as I mentioned before, uh, we start with three double crochets here. Now, I started with a chain of three, and that counts as my first double crochet. So, as I come back around, now I'm doing my corner, the rest of my corner, with my three double crochets. Okay, then I chain one, and now I'm going to join with a slip stitch here to my very first stitch. Okay. And now I'm immediately going to start working in the corner. So instinctively, I want to start working this way, but instead I'm going to work into this corner space. So the way that I do that is I chain three. That counts as my first double crochet. Now I'm going to put two more double crochets right here into this space. So now we have the equivalent of 3 double crochets. This is a double, it's a chain, but it counts as a double, 2 and 3. Okay, now I'm going to start working on the sides of this cardigan. And as we work along the sides, I'm going to be working into these spaces. So just like your granny stitch. Then as we come back around, we've only done half the corner here. So we're going to do the rest of the corner as we get back around to the other side. Hey, Mrs. Tommy, good morning. Dana, good morning. How are you? I am making this for my sister-in-law. Um, uh, Guys, I've never made one of these before. So I'm kind of experimenting. I really don't have a set plan right now. Now, I already did one half of it, and if we count this up, it's easiest to count in your corners here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I've done 20 rows. My sister-in-law is probably like 5'7". She's lost a lot of weight, and I don't think she's like super big. I'm a big girl, so I would need to do like grande size. But I think for my sister-in-law, I think an extra large would fit nicely for her. I think it would kind of give her some room. It would be cozy. She's a NICU nurse. I don't know if she would be able to wear this in the NICU, but they do have kind of teal colors and stuff. So I just wanted something cozy for her to kind of maybe wear around the house. She doesn't know I'm making this. I haven't told her in case I screw it up or I don't finish, or maybe it doesn't come together, or maybe I get bored and move on to something else. All to be determined, but I'm trying to be disciplined and actually work on this. Let's see. Wow. The second stage of Team Quest is unlocked. Guys, thank you all so much for all of the heart me's this morning. Second stage, really amazing. Let's see. She does now, right? I don't know if she's watching me this morning. So my sister-in-law, she works night shifts. So sometimes she catches me in the morning, but it's not every day. My sister-in-law is not a crocheter, but every now and then I'll see her and yeah, I guess she does know now. Let's see. Chantel said, I'm new too. Welcome, Chantel. Nice to have you. Hopefully I said that right, Chantel. You're going to laugh, but I'm doing a blanket with single crochet stitches. Oh gosh, girl, you are ambitious. I'm not that brave. I definitely would not do that. I do like the single crochet, but I like it as an accent, not a whole blanket. So anyhow, Mello says, "Ah, I work in the NICU too." Oh, that's nice, NICU or Mello. Thank you. That's really cool. I love when I learn about my friends. Like I said, I was watching Hannah this morning on her live, and I got to meet her cat Shadow, which was really cool, and just watch her crochet. So uh, I don't know. I think it's fun to learn about people. Sandy said, "I'm doing one too. A single crochet blanket." Sandy, are you doing a single crochet blanket? I think Gen X, are you doing a single crochet ripple too? I mean, it looks stunning, but I'm thinking to myself, is that a single crochet chevron? That seems like so much work. Wow, you guys already knocked out that gift goal. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of the gifts this morning. I appreciate y'all. Guys, if you are a new follower, feel free. Don't be scared. Say hello. We don't bite. We would love to get to know you, all of our new friends. If you're a silent watcher, that's totally fine too. I know some of y'all are maybe at work this morning, so you're not in the best position to say hello. But we would love to get to know each and every one of you. It's a really fun group. So I'm glad each of you are here this morning. Um, uh, I I I was watching yesterday. One of the gals I watch on TikTok. I've talked about her a lot um, lately because I've been catching her a lot. But she sings. She's a singer. She's British. She has a fabulous accent. I really, really love her. And her name is Musical Chrissy. And I was watching her yesterday, and she has so many new people follow her every day, but she sings Disney songs. And that's her little niche. And she does like cosplay. She like dresses up like the Disney characters. She's so much fun, but she has such a great like style and personality. And I love how everybody on her channel like chats with each other and kind of knows each other and comes back every day. It's at some point it's like it becomes not about Chrissy and her singing. Like that's the added bonus, but it's like everybody's there to chat with their friends, you know? And I feel like this channel has become like that as well. Like I'm here crocheting, and I know you all are listening to me yap and everything, but everybody has become such good friends. It's really grown. I started coming live in July, and it's just really neat to kind of have the experience. And this is curling up; it's bugging me. And just see everybody interact and chat with each other. It's pretty rewarding for me. So anyhow, it's a fun experience. And guys, if you're a crocheter and you want to go live, I encourage you to do it. It's a lot of fun. And I think in general you'll find that the crochet community is very supportive of each other, and will watch your lives and everything. So it's a pretty fun thing. Let's see, Leah said you kept me company while sorting the yarn. Well, there you go. You can just have me running in the background while you get your stuff done, right? Cozy Crochet said, I can't wait until tomorrow. What's on the agenda? Well, I'm glad you asked, Cozy, because yesterday, we worked on the Twilight, or not Twilight squares. Did I just see somebody say Twilight? Oh, that's the yarn I'm using. I don't know if I can reach a square. Let me see if I can reach it. Oh, they're going to fall. Nope, I can't reach it. Sorry, my bad. I can't reach the ones we did yesterday, but I'll show you another example of what we're doing tomorrow. So yesterday we made these squares. They're nice and lacy. This is called the Victorian lattice square. Now, I did not make this one, okay, on the live. I made a different one. I made them yesterday with this yarn. So tomorrow I'm going to be joining these squares together, and I am going to be doing a crochet join that looks just like this one. You see this pinkish line here? We're going to be joining the squares I made with this yarn tomorrow, joining. So this yarn, if you're wondering, this is Red Heart Bitty Stripes, itty bitty stripes. Kind of moving around here. I've got this folded up. This is a wheelchair size blanket. It will be for donation. But it is really, really pretty. I also think, y'all hear me out on this. This pattern, I was thinking about, I'm really enjoying this pattern a lot. And I like how it's like see-through. But I was thinking this would be really cool with like a cotton yarn to make a wearable. So you could wear like a tank underneath it. But then I was thinking, like, I really love black, but I was thinking like black, like this lattice square would look really cool, or even in white. Somebody was saying yesterday they were making like a swimsuit cover up or something. I think that would be like really, really cool. But I made this on the live yesterday, and there's links on the link tree. Okay. The Hooked by Robin video is linked on the link tree. I saw somebody couldn't find it. So click up here on TikTok on the little dog. A bar will fly up the bottom. Click on the dog again. That will take you to my bio. Underneath, there's a little blurb that says like me from Alabama or something. Below that, there is you're looking for HTTPS Linktree, LINKTREE. Click on that. Then scroll down on the link tree. That will take you to all of the projects that I have going, or past projects, any of that type of stuff. Okay. So there's links to the patterns, there's links to all the yarns. I update it. I try to update it every day before I go live. That way, friends that are, it's dark 30 over there in California when April comes on the live. You don't have to be scrambling and taking notes or anything. So, like if you want this yarn and you're thinking about it, you don't have to like write this down or like be taking screenshots. Just all you have to do is follow, and then you have access to that all the time. So that way later tonight when you're off work, you can, go and get some yarn ordered or look at the patterns and all of that. So I try to work really hard on my link tree to make it easy for everybody to find the stuff. Now, if you're watching me on YouTube this morning, my YouTube handle, for those that are not following over there, is Wheeler 8 Acres. And I'm live both on TikTok and on YouTube this morning as we have our little chat. Every time I go live, those are published back out on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see the lattice square that we worked on yesterday, it will be on the live tab of my YouTube later today. I have to do some edits to that video, okay? But it'll be later today, and then you can watch me live make the lattice square. Now, if you don't want to watch me live do it, again, that you could go to the link tree, and all of the patterns and everything are linked right there on the link tree. The pattern is by Destiny Wymore, and there is it's on Ravelry. It's a free pattern, and it's on the link tree. So you can get it there. So anyhow, I really try hard to share the information. I'm not one of those. I want you guys to know what I'm doing. I'm not one of those that's like, look what I did. Oh no, I'm not going to tell you what the yarn is. I'm not going to tell you what hook I'm using. I'm not going to tell you what pattern I'm using. That's not me. I will give you as much information as I have available. Okay. I've missed some of the comments. Let me rewind here, guys, just a moment. I saw another new friend popping up here. Cozy said, okay, I'm ready. Starting my Hexi inspiration. There you go. That is why I come on the live, guys, just to, maybe inspire you, or, you'll see a yarn or a pattern or something, and maybe you don't like it in the colorway that I'm doing, but maybe you're thinking about your stash. You're like, oh, I know what I'm going to make with this. I do that. Melissa from Montana, good morning. Cozy, let me know if you can't find Robin's tutorial, but it's Hooked by Robin. She has a tutorial of the lattice square that I was making yesterday. So anyhow, Molly said, so pretty. Thank you so much. Wendy says, hi everybody, I'm new. I'm a crocheter from the UK. Wendy, welcome from across the pond. We are happy to have you here this morning, or this afternoon, as the case may be, or evening. You're probably evening by now, right? So anyhow, very nice to have you here to our little group. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Cozy said, yes, I'm going to make 4 20-inch squares and do a box sweater. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? I think that would look really cool. And then I think with the contrasting, or even like black lattice with like black, I really love black. Can you tell? Sandy said, I ordered retro stripes yarn yesterday to make the Victorian lattice squares. Nice. Nice. I see myself, I'll probably make those lattice squares until I get so burned out that I can't stand doing them anymore. But I'll tell you right now, I'm loving making them. I feel like they worked up fast. I did an entire wheelchair sized blanket in one day. Okay. One day I did this pink blanket. This is like a 30, I still have to do the border on it, but I did 12 squares is what I'm doing for my wheelchair size. And I think it worked up really fast. So I think that's pretty cool. Mrs. Tommy said, you're awesome. Thank you. Queen 530 says, I'm glad you don't gatekeep. Yeah, there's a good word for it, gatekeep. I don't gatekeep. I think it's good to inspire others, and it's good to share. You know that old saying, I'm gonna like mess it up, but you gather more. What's the gather more whatever by being, basically be nice and people will be nice back to you. That whole saying, uh, gather with a something about honeys and bees and all that. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? UK is afternoon. Shayla said that yarn is gorgeous. Yeah, it's really pretty. Um, Melissa said, I started making the Victoria Lattice Granny Square blanket yesterday and it's going very well. Super easy. Nice, Melissa. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're having success with it. That is awesome. The lattice square that I did is like a 10.5-inch size, I think. So sharing is caring. There you go. Uh, some of you folks would know my grandma used to say uh, something about gathering, but basically it was like if you be nice, people will be nice back to you. If you're sour, people are going to be sour back to you, right? Attract more hot flies with honey and vinegar than vinegar. There you go. There you see, I knew you all would know. I knew you all would know. You can catch more. I like bees better than flies. I'm not a fan of the flies. I like the little pollinators though. Pollinators are our friends. What size yarn did you use for the squares? So the yarn that I used yesterday. Are we talking about the lattice squares? This yarn. This is a 4-weight yarn. And so anyhow, this yarn I used yesterday is a 4-weight. This yarn is also a 4-weight. This yarn is Bitty Stripes. If you're asking about this yarn, sorry, I've got so many yarns going on. This one right here, Bitty Stripes. So this whole blanket, I have this much left of 2 skeins, and I did wheelchair size 35 by 45. But this colorway is Bitty Stripes Love Bug, and it's a 4-weight yarn. And I used a this calls for oh, here we go, I9. I used an I9 for this. So Love Bug. It's a really pretty yarn. I have more Bitty Stripes, but I feel like this the Bitty Stripes worked up nice for this pattern. I felt like it had enough like a lattice work and kind of spacing. I really liked like how it felt, how it like the feel of it, you know. And every square is kind of different. See how this one's like got more of the red. Here's one that has more of the purple. So they're all different. Every single one of them looks different as I did them up. Here's a pink one, but it's got kind of the light pink. Now, some of this I may have had like light pink left over. And so I may have tied that on. But anyhow, you can see just kind of a variety. Time check 30 minutes. Wait, where has my morning gone? I'm going to have to go to work. Oh, I don't want to go to work. Let's see. Okay, hang on. I missed some more comments, y'all. Uh, April will never end up on those crocheters be like videos. Oh my gosh, I love that guy, Karina. Gen X knows his name. We've pinned him before. I love his videos. I keep waiting for the ruffle hat video to come. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it's on the horizon. Just because there's been so much drama around that. But yeah, I just try to be nice and share the information. You know, that's just how I was raised up to be. And, I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but hopefully, if I'm not everybody's cup of tea, they'll just keep on scrolling. It's okay. I'm not for everybody. Vicky said, I'm definitely making a lattice baby blanket. Wouldn't that be pretty in baby colors? And I feel like it's lacy enough too. I wouldn't worry like I think it would look really pretty. I think a baby blanket would be beautiful. I thought about oh, there he is. The guy we're talking about here that makes the crocheter be like video is this guy right here on TikTok. OBX underscore SCN. He makes hilarious videos if y'all want to follow him. Super good crochet humor. I really enjoy his channel. So anyhow, he's really fun. It's fun to chuckle at ourselves sometime. Let's see. Wait, I make baby blankets and prayer shawls for our church crochet group. Don't you think it would be a pretty shawl too, if you could figure out how to do a triangle? So rather than like, I think you could do if you could figure out how to do like a triangle to fill in your gaps. Vicky, are you following me here? So like you could sew them on the diagonal, and then like remember the fall blanket that I did, Vicky, where I did the mosaics grannies and I sewed them on the angle, and then I did half grannies, so it was like this, the triangles to fill in the gaps, so that way your shawl would end up like this. uh am I making any sense? Some of y'all are probably like, what is she talking about? Heaven forbid work interfere with crochet, right? Kelly said he's hysterical. Last time I went and watched all his videos, right, Karina? I was one of those. That's what a TikToker or content creator dreams is, like somebody sits there and like likes all their videos and watches them like sequential. That's what I did with that guy too, because every single one of them, I was like, oh wait, I gotta watch more. Oh wait, I gotta watch more. What is your favorite way to join, or favorite invisible way to join squares? Chelsea, I think uh, like this join here, I don't consider this invisible because you have your, the one I'm doing tomorrow is going to be visible. But I like the mattress stitch. I really like the mattress stitch. Is my favorite way to. I wouldn't say it's my favorite way, okay, because I don't like sewing. So picking up the needle and sewing, like sew joining squares, is not my favorite way. But I do think it's the most beautiful invisible join is the mattress stitch. Does that help? Naturally, I wouldn't necessarily go for that one because I feel like it takes me longer and it's more work. But it is what I think probably the most beautiful invisible join out there. What are your all thoughts? I'm no expert. What do you guys think about the invisible join? I'm going to be doing a join when I get to the sleeves of this that I haven't really done before, where you go like to the other side. That's going to be something new for me with this granny stitch. Arlene said I made a half granny shawl. Nice, nice. Vicky said totally tracking. Okay, good, good girl. I'm glad you're reading my mind because I know that description was like kind of scrambled. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. Hey, Alicia, good morning. Elsie said I made a shawl with this yarn. Nice, Elsie. I love to hear that. Karina said I couldn't stop. I was laughing so hard. I know. He is really funny. I really he just sucks me in. I can't help myself. I binge his videos. And I'm one of those people that's like, "Wait, I got to see that again. What did I just watch?" Replay, replay, replay. That's this girl watching that guy's videos. He's so funny. So funny. Chelsea said, I like the top chain, but I have someone asking for invisible. Chelsea, go on YouTube and put in mattress stitch or mattress join. Try that. Just check it out. I really like that join. I think it looks really pretty. So basically, when you do your squares, you don't see the seam. They just go together, so all you see is the finished edge of your two squares like this. If these were two squares, it's really pretty. YT froze back now. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that it had froze over there. Uh, I always forget to look at Maggie and your discords. I know. I have a Discord. If you all want to get on my Discord, Maggie also has a Discord. One of our friends, and Rachel, I think, also has a Discord. There's somebody else who has a Discord. Also, I'm drawing a blank on who that is. But there's a lot of Discords out there for crochet. But it's a great way to like share your projects and everything. So, guys, I'm back here to the corner, and I'm going to be getting off. I don't know what time it is, but I'm going to be getting off here pretty soon. So I'm just going to kind of keep crocheting this and chatting, if that's all right. Um, into the corner here, we did half of our stitch. Okay, so now into the space here, we need 3 double crochets. We're going to finish the corner. Okay, this is the way that Passionate Kelsey does hers. Then I chain 1. So this is half the corner, this is half the corner. Then what I do is I join with a slip stitch right here to the very first and join those together. Now, instead of working along this side, I'm going to work back into this corner, into the space that we just made. I'm going to start with a chain of 3. That counts as my first double crochet. Now, right into this corner, I again do 2 double crochets. So that makes a total of 3. This chain counts as our first double crochet, 2 and 3. So then once again, as I come back around, I will finish this corner out. Okay, so we're basically going to do half the corner as we start out. Gen X Girl said, I got to scoot, meetings and work. Sounds good, Gen X Girl. Thank you for being here this morning. 9:08. Okay, I have some more time. So I'm just going to keep crocheting on these sides here. But if you are just hopping on, this morning I'm working on a hexagon cardigan. It does work up pretty quickly, I think. Now I've got a long ways to go with that being said. But I have been on for an hour and a half this morning, and I've been talking, obviously, and slowing down to answer comments and stuff. But we started here in the very middle of this hexagon. Okay, now if this is your first time seeing one of these or making one of these, as you're working it, you can see how it gets really ruffled. Don't be alarmed if you're working on this pattern. That is completely normal. Okay, so what we're going to do with this, now this is small if I put it together because it's not done yet, but I'm building this hexagon out more and more rows. I think I'm going to do a total of 20 of the rows, okay, from the center. So I would count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm on row number 10. So I'm halfway there for this side. Once you fold this, you can see all of those ripples go away. Okay. So as we visualize this here on my lap, my arm would go in this here. This would be my chest. My head would be up here. Envision another one of these flipped the other direction for the other side of my body. Okay. So my arm would be going out this way and my chest is here. So I'm going to make two of these. I already have one grande here that is 20 rows. So that's what I'm working on this morning. Now, the yarn that I'm using, if y'all are interested, this is what it looks like. This is a Caron cinnamon squirrel cake. I got this from Michael's. This is a 4 medium weight yarn, 100% acrylic, machine washable and dryable. Now it calls for a size H8 hook, a 5 millimeter. This morning I have gone with a size K hook, K like king, a 6.5 millimeter hook. So I've gone up substantially more than what is recommended for the yarn. And the reason why we do that for cardigans or wearables sometimes is it's about the drape. Okay, we want this to be loose and flowy. We don't want these stitches to be too tight and compact so that it's really like stiff. Sometimes if you're making a blanket, you might want something a little more flowy. So sometimes you would go up a hook size. And that's what I have done in this case is I'm thinking ahead to how this is going to flow when we put it on. I want it to have a nice hang, drape, flow. You'll hear all those little buzzwords when you are learning about apparel or wearables with crochet. So that is why I have gone up the hook size. Had I done this with the actual hook size, this weave on this would be much tighter and it wouldn't have a nice of a drape. And so that is why I've done what I've done. You guys, I'm no expert on this. Okay. This is my first, this is the farthest I've ever gotten with a hexagon cardigan. Okay. Hopefully I can stick with it and get it finished. It's been something that I've wanted to do just to be able to say as a crocheter, yes, I've done this. And again, I'm not an expert. Now, the pattern that I'm following this morning is by Passionate Kelsey, and somebody can pin her handle. But there are links on the link tree to her YouTube tutorial. Has well over 1 million views. It's a very popular video. You can find Passionate Kelsey both on TikTok and on YouTube. Uh, uh, Gen X has pinned it here for me. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Such round of applause for our moderators. Are they not the best mods? Anvil and Gen X, thank you so much for all you do for all of us, not just for me, but for all of us. I really, really appreciate your support. They are fabulous. I couldn't do this without them, guys. There is a lot of days that I am talking a lot about crochet stitches and explaining, and I miss a lot of the comments and everybody, the mods here and excuse me, the OGs that are here with me every day, they really try hard to help me answer the comments. Tomorrow, I'll be talking a lot about stitches. So I did see some new followers pop up. Welcome. I'm sorry I have not had a chance to announce you personally, but I am really glad that each and every one of you are here. If you are new to my channel, I am a hobby crocheter. My name is April. My handle, Wheeler 8 Acres, comes from our little place here in Alabama. We bought 8 acres, and our nickname, my husband's nickname, is Wheeler. He likes four wheeling and off roads and off roading and big trucks, and so we are the Wheelers. That is not our legal name. It's just our nickname, and we have 8 acres. So everything's Wheeler 8 Acres. If I do canning, there's some canning videos on my TikTok. I label everything with Wheeler 8 Acres. I do a little winemaking. When I bottle it up, I put our Wheeler 8 Acres kind of on there. So it's just kind of a thing. But my name is April, and I'm glad to have each and every one of you here with me this morning. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays are my live days. Like I said, I do work full time. And so, I will be hopping off here around 9:30 ish. I might hop off a little early today because work has been busy and I need to kind of get a jump on my day. Oh, Dana says she loves to can too. Yeah, I do. I haven't done a lot of canning this year. I honestly had so much from last year, or maybe it was the year before. I don't know. I've done a lot. One year I did 100 pounds of peaches. I made all sorts of peach jam, whiskey peach jam. I did peach slices for like peach cobbler and stuff. But I was at one of the farmers markets here in our area, and I was buying peaches for peach slices, and I had already gotten a flat of peaches, which was like, I don't know, 25 pounds of peaches, I think it is, maybe 15 pounds. I'm drawing a blank. And so I went back to get a second pail of peaches. I say pail, like a big box of peaches. We get a lot of Georgia peaches here in our area. We're very close to Georgia. I can be in Georgia in less than an hour. And so, anyhow, the guy there, he said, "Can I interest you in some second peaches?" So seconds are the ones that are like too banged up and stuff to be able to like sell as the pretty ones. As a kid, we'd go to the grocery store and we would call it the really rotten rack. Okay, that was our little nickname for it, but it was the clearance shelf. When you go and there's clearance, you can get it on discount. Well, the discount produce shelf, as a kid, we called it the really rotten rack. That's just what we called it. So anyhow, he said, "I have 2 boxes." He goes, "Would you take them, please?" And I said, "Well, how much do you want for them? I've already committed to 50 pounds of peaches. 2 more boxes would put me at 100 pounds, that's a lot of work. For those that do canning up 100 pounds of peaches by yourself is an insane amount of work. And he said, "How about 15 bucks?" Normally I could get a box of peaches for maybe like, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks. They may be more expensive this year. So 15 bucks is a really good deal. And I said, 15 bucks a piece? And he said, "No, how about 15 bucks for both?" I got 15 pounds of peach, or 50 pounds of peaches, 50 pounds of peaches for 15 bucks. So of course I couldn't pass that up, you know. But they were the banged up ones. So they had some bruises I had to cut out, but I made those into jam. We will have peach jam for years to come here at Wheeler 8 Acres. And then we have fruit trees here as well. We've got 2 pear trees. One year I canned up pears. I made pear sauce. Y'all know what pear sauce is? You know how you get applesauce? You can make pear sauce. So just like you put your apples and cook them down and make applesauce, my grandma always made cinnamon applesauce. Did you guys have that with the little red hots in it? Uh, so anyhow, pear sauce is a thing. So again, I get out there once a year and get my little pear. These are big pear trees, big pear trees, and I can up my pears. Canning up pears is a lot more work than canning up like apples and stuff or peaches, because with pears, you have to peel them all. These are like these are not like Bartlett pears that you get at the store. These are for specifically for like canning. So they're a lot harder of a peach or of a pear. And I actually have to get my little paring knife and peel them all, and it's a lot of work, but it's really cool. Yes, Queen 530 pear preserves. I do that. I made some whiskey pear preserves. They turned out really, really good. I just do a variety. So I do pear jam, pear preserves. I did pear slices. And then I do pear sauce. But the really cool thing about our pears here is when you put them in the canner or cook them down, um, our pears turn a light pink color. And so they don't stay white. Whatever minerals or uh, whatever is in them, their composition, they turn this really beautiful pale pink color. So my pear jam or pear sauce is all like a really pretty pink color. So anyhow, that's my canning stuff. So I've missed a bunch of comments here, guys. Let me rewind and catch up on these. I'm sorry I've missed y'all. Melissa said I have to go to school. Love this pattern, and we'll be watching later to try. Have a great day, Melissa. I'm sorry if I missed saying goodbye. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for being here. Vicky said I finished one side of my cardigan. Nice, nice. Uh, she said she'll post a picture. Nice. Please do that. Guys, if you have works in progress, definitely, share them on the Discord. Leah said, what a blessing. Yeah, those peaches. I mean, what a bargain. 50 pounds of peaches for 15 bucks. You don't come across that very often. It's really amazing. And so I'm always looking for a good bargain. You know me, I'm kind of cheap. I'm kind of cheap, but that's how I live. I grew up going to thrift stores and getting clothes and repurposing things. And we had no shame if it was on the really rotten rack and it still looked good. We would definitely, consider that. I know there's some people that are like, oh no way, I can't, use that kind of stuff. But that's not how I was raised. I definitely was always looking for a bargain. Finding clothes at the thrift store and repurposing them and stuff. It's always a really good thing. Puff Mama, the stitch that I'm doing this morning, I'm working on a hexagon cardigan. This pattern is by Passionate Kelsey, is who I'm following. And it's the granny stitch. Okay, so basically I'm doing granny clusters of 3. We started this morning from the very center, but I'm going to be making this, if all things turn out and I can stick with it, into a hexagon cardigan. So 30,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. I love it when we hit 30K. I appreciate that. Thank you all so much for tapping your screens. Hey, Terry, good morning. Danny Lee, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Honestly, April, I don't get how you have time for all these other things with all the crocheting you do. I know. I I I just keep busy, Veronica. I just kind of am always on the go. Now, like I said, with my canning, I haven't really done a lot of canning this year. But 2 years ago, I made a bunch of spaghetti sauce, and I've canned tomatoes. I make like my own rotel sometimes. I'll can that up. I have both a water bath canner and an electric canner, and so I just make a variety of things. But I haven't been as much canning in the last year, and a lot of these things are seasonal, right? Like right now is not really canning time. Canning time for me is more in the fall when you have your harvest, and so right now is not the time to do that. But if I am at the store and I, find a bunch of banana peppers on sale or something, like if I'm over at Aldi, ALDI. We have one of those. Sometimes I get really nice peppers over there. I grow a lot of peppers and stuff myself. I'll like make my own peppercini rings and stuff. But those videos, I do have canning videos on my TikTok. On my profile, there's a little category that says canning, and you can see all my canning videos. One thing I've been in the mood to make, one of my videos is pickled eggs. I usually make them around Easter time, and there is a video of that as well. Kelly says, I want to learn how to can. Kelly, there are so many videos out there, both on YouTube and TikTok. You could totally learn how to can. I didn't have really anybody teach me. It's something that I just watched and learned. And I'm also on a Facebook group called Canning Rebels, and I learned a lot about canning from the folks on there. Now, they sometimes don't can by the USDA regulations. So there is something to be cautious of there. You want to make sure it has a lot to do with the acid or sugar ratio in whatever you're canning. You want that to be safe. So you definitely need to follow recipes and make sure. But the Canning Rebels group, there's a whole category from um, of recipes on there in their Facebook group. Leah says, I live in Jersey and can sometimes score maters like that. Yeah, when you can get a whole, that's how I made my spaghetti sauce, Leah. I got huge boxes of tomatoes at the farmer's market, and I just put them into I have one of those big roaster ovens. Like you would use for like a wedding or something if you're serving up a bunch of rice or something. I have an electric one of those. And I actually cooked down all of my tomatoes in um, that roaster and made my spaghetti sauce that way. Now, I've also done smoked tomato sauce where I actually took the tomatoes with my onions and bell peppers and stuff out to uh, my smoker. I have an electric smoker, and it has kind of a smoky flavor. But if I can get a flat of produce on sale like that for cheap, they'll make deals with you. I've picked up a whole box of zucchini before. I shredded that up and I canned it in pineapple juice. Pineapple juice has a lot of acid in it. And preserved it that way, and it's already shredded and ready to go. And all I have to do is open a can of shredded pineapple. I drain off, or shredded zucchini in the pineapple juice. I drain off the juice, and then I use that for making zucchini bread. So that's another way that I like to, if I get a bunch of zucchini, like that. But I love summer zucchini, like on the grill. That's my favorite way. I love, love, love zucchini. Sorry, I'm totally off crochet topics today, y'all. Don't get me talking about these other things because I get off on a tangent. I do a little bit of everything, y'all. Queen 530 says I make spaghetti sauce. Uh, Kay said I want to learn the stitch. Yeah, it's this is a double crochet stitch, and so all I do is I wrap my yarn around. I go down into my work and I grab up a loop. Then I have 3 loops on my hook. I yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. This is what's called a double crochet. Dana says, I want to count up some Holy Trinity. Nice, nice. Holy Trinity, what do we have? Red bell peppers, green bell peppers, and onion? Dana, is that what you're thinking? Let's see. Puff Mama says, I want to make tomato sauce, but don't have a green thumb to grow tomatoes. So, Puff Mama, I don't know where you live. Like I said, I live in Alabama and there's a lot of farming around me, and there's a lot of farmers markets. And what I have figured out is I am not very good at growing tomatoes. We're talking about like the big, like beefsteak tomatoes, or the Roma tomatoes like you would use for a sauce. There's specific tomatoes that you would want to use for sauce. They don't have as much water in them. They're more fleshy. Okay. Um, I'm not very good at cooking or at growing those big tomatoes. Now, the little cherry tomatoes, I grow a lot of those. I go to the farmer's market and I say, how much is it for a flat of tomatoes? And he tells me what it is. And I go, and I fan out the money. And like, Leah was saying, sometimes you can get a box on clearance as well. But with tomatoes, now Sand Mountain here in Alabama is very, very popular area for growing tomatoes. But with battling bugs and working full time, and if you don't water properly, they get this like blight on the end of them. Growing tomatoes, I just let the experts do it and I go and buy them. But cherry tomatoes, I grew up going out to the garden and you would pick the cherry tomatoes right off the vine and you would eat them. That's what I do. I share them with the chickens. My husband doesn't eat cherry tomatoes. If I have enough, I do bring them inside for a salad. But most of the time, I walk out to the garden and I harvest and I chomp down on them and I share them with my chickens. It's my thing I do. Mrs. Tommy said, I learned from my mama. Queen 530 says, I learned from a friend. We're talking about canning. Very, very cool. Also, the group canning outside the lines. I don't know of that one. I might have to look that up, Dana. Anvil said, I canned all the time growing up, quit once I ended up with an electric stove. Nice, nice. I love when people learn how to can growing up, even if Anvil's not doing it today. It's but I do can on my electric stove. Now, I my pressure canning, I have an electric pressure canner for that. I have a carry. And so I don't pressure can on the stove, but I do water bath on the stove. But my carry also has a water bath feature with it as well. You don't have to pressure can, you can water bath. And so it's like dual purpose. And I really love it. It makes it very easy. Now, if you're doing huge batches, it's not ideal. But if you're doing, 5 jars or a little batch of jam, it's perfect. Leah said, "Yep, I roast mine off in the oven with onions and garlic. Nice, nice, nice." Wait, that's a great idea with the roaster. I know. I saw that on the canning group. Sorry, I've got really behind on the comments, y'all. Uh, Dana said, "I've got an induction burner and it works perfectly for canning. Nice." Karina said, I love zucchini bread. I do too. I do too. Mama C said, hubby gave me a pressure cooker for Mother's Day one year. I was like, what the heck? City girl here. That's cute. That's cute. Uh, Leah said, I toss Zooks in everything. I know. Leah, have you made the, I make apple pie filling with zucchini. Have you got, it's like, you call it Zapple pie filling, but you make it's like a cream, a gel that you do, just like you have in the applesauce, um, or the apples for like apple pies. But instead of apple slices, you do zucchini. It's called Zapple pie filling. I have that in the pantry that I've canned up. And you can't tell that it's zucchini. You can't tell that it's zucchini instead of apples. It's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Queen 530 said, I found a great recipe for zucchini cake. That sounds good. Lou says, we all love the variety in conversations. Okay. I'm glad y'all think. Oh, onions, garlic, and celery. Trinity. Thank you, Dana. I was drawing a blank on that. I like to chop up bell peppers with onion and put those in my freezer. And then if I'm doing stir fry or something, I can use that for cooking. Rachel is here this morning. Rachel, good morning. Somebody pin Rachel there for me. We're getting towards the end of the live here, guys. I'm going to have to go to work. But Rachel, who I was telling you all about earlier, this is the gal. Rachel, pin her up here for me. Rachel, when she gets to 10, is it 10,000, Rachel? She's going to teach her husband how to crochet on the live. Y'all give her a follow. We're trying to get to 10,000. So much fun. Jennifer says, my grandma cans pickles and jellies from her garden. They are so good. I love pickled okra too. I know okra, everybody's kind of like, I can okra as well. But again, what I found is I could get okra nicer from the farmer's market than trying to grow it myself. Again, I'm not a full-time homesteader. I work full-time, I crochet, I have all these other hobbies. It's not like I have time for, to spend hours every day in the garden. I just don't. It's not my life. So I kind of pick and choose what I grow. I do grow zucchini, I grow long beans, I grow tomatoes, and I grow peppers. Those are my favorite things to grow. And those are the things I kind of stick to. Everything else outside of that, I get it from farmers markets here locally, and it works really, really good. Hannah said, April, I sent you a recipe for the pears. Okay, awesome. I'll definitely check it out. Karina, see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Guys, I'm going to have to be hopping off here. But I do appreciate all of the chat this morning. 31,000 likes this morning. Thank you all so much for the gifts as well, and all the screen taps. I really, really appreciate it. For all of you subscribers as well, I thank you all so much for supporting me and just supporting our little group here. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Tomorrow on deck, we're going to be joining some squares. Okay, so. Anvil says I buy straight from the Amish farms in my area. So that's where I go, Anvil. There's an Amish market that is close to me. I call it the farmers market, but it's the Amish market. And they also have plants there started. And so I buy a lot of my plant starts from the Amish market. And that's where I buy my tomatoes and zucchini and corn. I just go up to the farmer's market. And I would rather give the Amish community my money than like the retail grocery stores. Their produce is beautiful. I get heads of lettuce. Like, I can't even explain how big they are, you guys. Beautiful lettuce and tomatoes. If you have any type of Mennonite, or ours is a Mennonite market. Mennonite? Ours is a Mennonite market. It's not Amish, but very similar to what is all up in like Pennsylvania and stuff, and up east. So we have a Mennonite market here, and the produce is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So anyhow, guys, I hope to see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you all for being here. Bye for now.